Greetings loved ones and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another period video. I have made a handful of these. Right before I filmed this, I was looking back on my channel at the various videos I've made around periods, and I realized that the first time I ever made a sustainable switch in my period routine was back in 2016 when I first tried a menstrual cup, and I made a whole video about it. So I have probably 2 or 3 videos possibly about menstrual cups on my channel. I don't know why I talk about them so much. I just really want you to use them. And then other than that, I did a period routine video recently showing some of the sustainable products that I use. But today is going to be like a compilation resource of literally everything I could think of in the realm of sustainability in regards to your period. So I'm just gonna start off with the #1 things that you're going to need if you bleed. First things first being my current menstrual cup. I've tried 3 of them, I believe, but this is the one that I use right now. It's clean. I soak them in hydrogen peroxide to get all of the discoloration off. So pro tip right there. If you're like, why is my cup all discolored? Soak it in hydrogen peroxide, you're gonna be fine. But this is the Tampax cup. It comes in like a hard shell cover, which is really great for transportation and everything like that. And it also has some air holes in there. And I really like this cup for a few reasons. It has grip rings at the bottom. I don't know why I put it away because I'm just gonna show it to you. I actually made an entire video about my menstrual cup experience with this cup specifically. And they have 2 different sizes. I have both of them. One of them is in right now and it's the bigger one. And then this is the smaller guy that I just got ready for you guys to show you. Because obviously I'm not gonna take out the one I already have in right now and be like, so this is my cup. That would be crazy. But anyways, I really highly just recommend using one of these. I know that I have gotten so many comments in the past about, I don't want to shove something up there. I just like wearing pads. And to all of you who are scared to shove something up there, even though this is very easy to take in and out, and I encourage you to at least try the experience, I get it if you just have a fear around that. And that's where these come in handy. I only have the packaging to show you because I'm on my period right now and I'm wearing them. But I actually got these suspiciously sent to my P.O. box with no note from B-Girl, and I actually love them so much, and I'm so happy that they appeared in my P.O. box one day. It was very random, and it happened right after I stopped using Thinx period panties, so it was just great timing. But these are washable panty liners. You can make these yourself. Yes, you can make them. A little DIY project for you and your girlies sometime is to make a couple washable panty liners, all right? Or some just period panties with something sewn into them that you can wash and reuse. I'll put a photo of what these look like on the screen, but there are so many places that you can get washable panty liners, like Etsy, or like I said, just making them yourself, going and buying some fabric and making them yourself. I think the like active ingredient in here that makes them so moisture wicking is cellulose, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, absorbent core is 100% cellulose, which is great. And the outer lining is 100% polyester. So those are the only 2 things in here. And the reason that I stopped using Thinx period panties and switched to just washable liners is because there was a little study done by a scientist at Notre Dame, and they found PFAs, a group of potentially harmful chemicals in Thinx menstrual underwear. I will link a bunch of articles about this down below. Honestly, I read so much about this and then went to go to Thinx's page and see what they were saying about it. And I just felt like they were just trying to like cover it up and be like, we would never do that. What? What are you talking about? Harmful chemicals where? No, in our crotch of our panties? No, no, no. And I just felt like their attempt to rebrand and come back after that was a little fishy to me. I know I have a ton of eco-conscious, sustainable bays who still use them, and to each their own, you know, but I personally want to have kids one day, and the PFAs that they found directly cause infertility. So I was like, I was waving the red flag, brothers. I was like, I gotta stop using those. That's literally such an absorbent place as well. Like your crotch, are you kidding? They were found there? Whew. No thanks. So that's the reason why I don't use those anymore. There is a panty recycling program called Knickers, I believe. I'm gonna link it down below, but I sent them in there to a panty recycler So I didn't just have to like throw them into a landfill. But yeah, I no longer have those and just put in reusable panty liners and all that kind of thing. So I totally understand if you guys want to use those. I just really personally like using a cup, and I just use the washable pads as backup for my leaks, because literally no matter what cup I use, I still get a little hint of a leak every now and again. A little bit of overflow sometimes if I leave it in for too long. But I only have 2 reusable pads right now. I honestly need to make some more myself. That would be a fun So Drunk, wouldn't it? Future ideas for me. But anyways, if I don't have them and they're in the wash, I just use designated red underwear or black underwear. And I'm like, these are my period panties. I'm gonna put them on and I don't care if I mess them up, you know? And I'm wearing like a big billowy skirt or something like that. So you definitely don't have to like buy products just to bleed into them. You could just use what you already have and like designate it as, I don't care if that gets dirty or bloody, it's fine. And then on the note of painkillers and stuff that you might need if you get a headache, I get hormone-induced headaches every single time I have my period. I used to have such bad migraines, but now I only get them around my cycle, and so I always know when it's happening because I get a headache at the beginning and at the end. But instead of the plastic bottles of painkillers, I highly recommend finding some kind of a pain relief remedy that works for your body personally. For me, I really enjoy hemp extracts. So right now I'm using this one that TKO actually sent me, but the brand on it is Lane Creek Hemp Co. And it's a full spectrum hemp extract. And I've really been enjoying this for my pain management. If I get really bad cramps or if I get a headache, I take this. And you just put like 10 to 20 drops under your tongue, wash it back with water. This tastes so good as well because it not only has the hemp extract in it, but it also has lemon balm, which I grow in my garden, which is an anti-anxiety. We love her work. It also has passion flower, sunflower, lecithin, and monk fruit. And those are the only ingredients in here. And this is locally grown in my state of Oregon. There's tons of these on the market, but I definitely really have been enjoying this one. And I have a little discount code linked below. This isn't even sponsored, I just have a code. And then also when I get headaches, I always use the CBD headache roller from Shea brand. I have talked about these in the past and forgot to link them for you guys. I'm putting it on right now because honestly, I do have a little bit of a headache, I will admit. I think my period ends today or tomorrow, so you know why. But I put it at the back of my neck, like the nape of my neck, and then on my temples. And sometimes I'll do it like on the top of my cheekbones as well. And this has peppermint oil in it, which always helps with my migraines. I used to just put that on when I didn't have this. This lasts so long, love it. So I will link this down below from Shea brand. And then they also have a menstrual cramp roller, which I use on my uterus area. So if you have bad cramps, definitely use her. I love this, and it smells so freaking good. And these are high up there on my need list when I am bleeding. It's not a want, it's a fucking need. But you can also use topically 100% pure clary sage oil and just put like 2 or 3 drops on your belly, massage it in with a carrier oil like jojoba or something like that. And this, before I even had those rollers in my life, was like my freaking go-to. So I also just recommend clary sage. And if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't get very severe cramps anymore after having my IUD fall out. I have an entire video about this, so I'll link it on the screen if you haven't seen it. I had the Paragard IUD for what, 4 months or something like that. And during that time, my period was so heavy and my cramps were so severe, and I got this bad boy, which is basically just an 100% ethically sourced cotton baggie, kind of, filled with rice. And you could literally make this with like a freaking sock or an old t-shirt or something like that, and just stuff it with dry rice and heat her up and use her as a little compression pad, you know, just lie back and just take it all in. Or if you're suffering from a little headache or a neck problem, you could do this on the back. Highly recommend getting one of these bad boys. But I know that a lot of people like to use heating pads as well. So this is just kind of more of a sustainable option compared to a heating pad that you would buy on like friggin' Amazon or something like that. So I recommend these wormy boys. What else? Let's talk PMS related mood symptoms. Sometimes I actually get severe anxiety on my period, and it's just like around the time of my cycle always, so I know that it's period induced. And yesterday was one of those days. So for anxiety relief, I use this tincture for the nervous system from Herb Farm. I will link this down below. I've talked about this to my Twitch peeps a couple of times. And this also has passion flower in it, like my Lane Company extract does, but it also has kava root, bacopa herb, lavender, and albizla bark. But this has kind of a strong taste, I will admit, so I normally mix this into like a lemonade or a juice of some sort to kind of dilute the taste a bit. And this hemp extract that I use does not have a strong taste like that. So just beware if you get that. It's an alcohol tincture, so it is a little bit strong compared to like a glycerin tincture or something like that, but I seriously love this so much, and it really, really helps my PMS related symptoms. And other than that, you know, if I'm in a bad mood because I'm PMSing, or I'm on edge, or I'm just angry and irritable and I'm like, just everybody get out of my fucking face, I just go and I take a bath. I pour myself a nice cup of tea. Might I suggest calendula tea for period related issues, or red clover tea? I have a lot of red clover growing around my house and in my gardens, so I always harvest it and dry it and use it for teas around my period, and it's just so great. Both of those are so calming and fantastic for cramps and PMS and all of the things, and they're just great. I also think that like self-care practices generally just help me around that time if I'm feeling super on edge. I just need to calm down and like chill out in the bath with a J, you know? Love that for me. And while I'm in there, I'll do some skincare. So I also wanted to cover this because I know that a lot of people, like myself, you can probably barely see them, but I do break out around my mouth and chin on my period, and that's truly like the only time that I break out in the entire month, because Herbalism from Lush saved my freaking skin, so we'll always recommend this. They're also sustainable because they have an empties program, so if you save up like 5 empty products, you can go and exchange them for a new product. So that's great. Love that. Love a company that takes back their freaking plastic. And they do actually recycle it and melt it down for other black pots. I'm sorry if the angle changed. My stupid camera died, but it's okay. Now for other acne related issues, I use this homemade clay mask. I just buy bulk bentonite clay, and then I mix in dried lavender and rose into it. And lavender and rose are both such calming skin herbs, and they're gonna just like take the redness out, dial back the acne, and also the bentonite clay will just suck all of the horrible stuff out of your pores. So that's great. I always use this one when I'm taking my period baths. And then lastly, just for spot treatment, you guys have heard me rave about tea tree oil before, but just 100% pure, sweet, sweet tea tree oil. It's very strong, and I wouldn't let your dogs lick this off your face because it's toxic to them, or your cats. But yeah, just put it on my little problem areas. I got one bad boy right here, so I'm gonna do that. And I've been using this as my main spot treatment for probably, I don't know, freaking 5 years. And it just drives them right up. Love it so much. And I think that's pretty much everything that I use around the time of my period. If things get really, really bad pain-wise, I will take Excedrin migraine because it's one of the very few things that like completely rids me of my migraines. But I definitely try to like go to Herbalism products first before I resort to the plastic bottle of Excedrin. But if I need it, I do take it, I will admit. Nobody's perfect, I gotta work it, you know? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed seeing this. It was just kind of a compilation of everything I use or could think of that you might need as a bleeding person. So I wish you the best of luck. I hope this helps. Maybe gave you a couple of suggestions for things that you were in the market for, even outside of your period. They're just fun to have. Fun to have in the back pocket, you know, in the medicine cabinet. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Ring the notifications bell if you'd like to be notified when I upload. You can become a patron of mine if you want to support my earnings for this month and just see more from me. I upload like 4 videos a month to there, and I'll just see you guys in my next vid. Stay smiling. Bye, y'all.